am Sojo Alex with Envision Strategies, and today I have with me Garrett DiStefano from UMass. Thank you, Garrett, for being here.
Thank you so much, Sojo.
Garrett, I have one question for you, but before that, could you tell me a little bit about your dining program at UMass?
Absolutely. UMass Dining is been ranked #1 dining in the university system for the past 9 years in a row by the Princeton Review. We serve over 50,000 meals every single day, focusing on healthy, sustainable, and delicious meals. We're very focused on global culture and bringing this authenticity to the student population, but also creating experiences, because it's really important for us to be able to really in touch and engage students, as well as driving value and being able to kind of create some of those memories that are not only going to be for college days alone, but they're going to be able to stay back and be able to be a function of the university that students are going to come back for. Athletics is one of those things. Academics is one of those things. Why can't dining be one of those things that students come back for and create that kind of alumni relationship?
That's a really good point, Garrett. But one of the questions I had for you is, like, if you were looking at your dining facilities 5 years from now, what's the one thing that you think that has to be absolutely different?
One of the things I can say going forward and going backward, we had the opportunity to rebuild, to actually have our first new construction on campus for over 50 years in the new Worcester Dining Common. And back in those days, when we're talking about pre-COVID, 2018, 2019 range, we're very focused on operational excellence, engaging students, the same thing we are right now. But one of the things we have to look at now is, especially how tight labor markets can be, is being able to be really extending productivity, getting efficiencies, while still delivering all of those wonderful things that the students want. And ways one of the things we had a lot of different customization stations, where now it's a scenario where we're looking to see, okay, how can we maximize those things? How can we be a little bit more fluid with different things? How can we do a little cross training? How can have operations that can go throughout the day part that are very flexible in the way that they are, as opposed to being very specific about things. We have operations back in the day when you had the Mongolian grills, and you had those, and even with us, we have the tandoor station, which is a wonderfully very popular station, especially for Muslim students. But you're looking now to have a lot more flexibility when you have things that you can have that are going to go and bring you through the day part. So now it's a scenario, as well as the ability to quickly train and develop, because a lot of times now, as opposed to 10 years ago, you're coming with students which we have 1,000 student workers. They've never had a job before. So teaching them, training them, so the station not only has to be flexible, but it also has to be easy to operate, and being able to, bring these concepts into play. Because again, students, which is the contrast, the students now are looking for authentic cuisine, even more so. You have students who are much more aware of what food needs to taste like, but we also have to have the stations to be able to accommodate them and be flexible with them while focusing on efficiencies. Because right now, if you're looking at what are our administrators asking of us, more margin. Auxiliaries have been more and more and more asked to deliver more and more over years, and now we have to figure out better ways to do that.
Garrett, speaking of operational efficiency, and we've had this conversation before, I'm trying to see, if you have any technological aspects to this whole operational efficiency as well. I know we've talked about this before,
Yes.
but what are you seeing out there? Are you guys doing something that's different to help with operational efficiency?
So it starts in the planning phases of things. And as you start to look at, menu planning, menu engineering, things like that, that's really important for us, as well as waste management and really kind of categorizing. Some of the things now, when people like to use AI as the all fix of all things type of stuff. And it's really, yes, it is. And it will continue to grow and be very important. But one of the things we're starting to see is the ability for us not only to use AI from a waste management point of view, but also a likability point of view. And what I mean by that is, for example, we would measure waste for years, and there's a lot of systems out there that do that. And now, though, you can look at what is out on a buffet line, or if you're looking at, some of all your care to eat facilities, and you're saying to yourself, okay, we knew through service records what things were going to be, but now we can know specifically, as opposed to kind of more generically, which menu items worked well and which menu items did not work so well. So those are some of the things we're starting to see as technological advances, and then using that information, not just as a point in time, but being able to dynamically change your menu to be able to start to look at some of those efficiencies and starting to cut back on some of those costs that otherwise were opportunity costs you never knew existed in the first place because you never were able to measure them.
Well, thank you, Garrett. This was excellent. Thank you for being here and sharing your wisdom with us.
So, Joe, it's been a great opportunity, great honor. Thank you very much for having me.